Yeah, we're live. Second part 2.
Woo!
Network trifecta. Let's
Round
go.
two.
Brought
Fight.
to you and fueled by Garage Beer. Let's go. We got the Garage Beer lime right here. Jonathan, can't wait to get you some of this here.
Yeah.
The news broke literally like 2 hours ago. We will be partnering with Garage Beer on all of our podcast adventures over the next few months. We're real excited to bring some content to them, and they're going to help support us. This is a win-win. When we had Andy on, beer-flavored beers, just dudes around a garage drinking beer. That fit us. Perfect fit. Super excited to have Garage Beer in our lives as part of the network here. Dude, recap on last hour. Gerard was awesome.
Yeah, great show. If you missed the first hour, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know.
I don't know either. I know one thing. There's not too many times we don't get to talk a whole lot. I felt like we all got to talk for like 5 minutes total, and that was a change of pace. Everyone's probably thankful for that one, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, good.
He was a lot funnier than us. That's a fact, man. That guy does like improv. Like, works at improv and stuff. But our guest, this one, man, real excited about this one. We've been interviewed a lot of the family here, very successful family, especially in the world of athletics. We've had his dad on, Sam Clancy Jr., played for the Browns, the Colts, was an All-American basketball player at Pitt. Played with Reggie White in the USFL. His brother I went to college with and was an All-American at Alderson Broaddus, and still working in analytics now in the NBA level. So, and now we got Sam coming on here Junior.
Yeah.
And he'll probably confirm probably the most successful one of all of them. Just probably the greatest of all of them. Greatest Clancy of all time. Tom. Someone say Tom Clancy's wrong one.
No, hey, a couple books, whatever.
He wrote books that weren't even good. He wasn't even good at it. This guy was good at everything. Hey, John, you know why I like this guy? You know where he's out of?
Why is that?
He's out of Cleveland, Ohio. Born and raised. No, I wasn't born, but raised.
Well, yeah.
He was smart though. He goes, I'm going to SoCal, where he went to University of South Carolina, All-American.
California, not Carolina.
Yeah,
that was a big fumble. That was a big fumble right there.
Did I say South Carolina?
You did. It was USC Trojans.
University I hate Damon for right now. Damon, this is your fault, Damon. Go Cox.
And he was a Trojan, arguably one of the most legendary basketball Trojans of all time.
I still think he is. Screw Todd Gibson. He ain't nothing.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Hey, dude. I forget his height, but we'll say 7'5", 265 power forward because, too athletic to put him down low underneath the basket. We need him on the block. They went to becoming 18. Played 18 years of professional basketball after being drafted in the second round by the Philadelphia 76ers.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see a lot of places in this world. Can't wait to dive into it. Us being foodies with his international travel and stories. Now in the NBA Development Coaches Program.
Crazy.
Man, Clancy Jr. What's up, bro?
Hey, thanks, fellas. That was a nice introduction. But I would have to say that my sister is the greatest Clancy of all time.
Why is that? Explain.
She's like I don't know, vice president. She's a lawyer, corporate lawyer for GNC. She's like a vice president in their office. She's really high up in there and stuff. So and then you can be basketball is only a short lifespan, but you can be a lawyer forever. So she's the greatest.
Okay. All right.
Says the guy that just did 18 years in the pros now in the coaching program. Get ready to make
I can only play 18 years professionally, but so.
But you haven't left the NBA, so you can NBA.
Yeah, you're
forever.
still in the game. Hey, are you working?
I don't know. The way they're firing championship coaches around here, it's like I don't know. I don't know, right? It's like a bad career choice is looking like,
Oh man.
That's funny, man. Dude, that was crazy fire, man. I mean, dude, didn't his brother just die too?
His
during the
brother
playoffs.
died. They fired him, and his best player got hurt within the first 5 minutes of the first game.
Way to suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can I be honest? They didn't want to keep that guy after last year. He won the chip, and they had to give him another year.
You're right. You're right. I mean, you're right. You're right. Yeah. I can't disagree with that.
When you're right, you're right.
All right, I'm back.
know?
I'm back. Sorry about that. But yeah. So we got two other dudes here we're going to bring in, good friends of ours, partners as well. We got out of Alice, Texas, Nombre, drinking the garage beer. And we got out of Florence, South Carolina, Damon, drinking
What's
garage
up,
beer.
guys?
Everybody.
You're drinking yours out of the cup, Johnsy.
Mine's in my...
Send nudes.
What?
Okay, there we go. Absinthe and that thing for sure. So, Sam, man, first off, thank you for coming on. Second, happy Cinco de Mayo. But I know you being the responsible pro you are, just another May 5th to you, my friend. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, exactly.
Of course. All right, man. We're just going to go around the table here. We'll got some fun stuff. We're going to play a little game of block or charge. We've got some fun clips here. We need your professional opinion on it because you are the pro.
Yes.
But first, let's go ahead and go around the room. Johnsy, kick things off here for us.
What's the developmental coach program like? Like, what's that all about? I know in my mind, I played water polo in high school and swam. Like, my coach was like, the way the guy was just an influence on your life. So, what are you looking for in like a coach? How does this all work for my brain that doesn't know?
Well, it's like an NBA's developmental program. So it's the NBA's Coaches Developmental Program. The NBA runs it. And we're like, they choose, we got to send in our resumes and everything. And they only choose like 20 former NBA and WNBA, so it's like split up men and women.
Right.
Former athletes that are trying to get into coaching, right? So I'm a former athlete, 18 years. I only know the athlete side. I'm learning all the coaching side and learning
like team
management.
blah, blah, blah.
It's not even about that. It's more like about technology now, because there's so much technology behind the scenes, like breaking down the games and scouting, making scouting reports, and doing all this technology, using synergies, using sports code, using fast draw, all this technology that we weren't familiar with as players. Excuse me. And also, learning every NBA plays and 300 NBA terminology and like an 8-month boot camp. It's like an 8-month boot camp course about how to become a coach. So they really put us through the fire and everything. I've been enjoying it. I learned a lot. So also we do like Zoom. We've been doing Zoom, but I also had the opportunity to go to the Portsmouth Invitational, coach the kids who are trying to get. And then next week I'll be able to go and have and be able to coach at the NBA Combine in Chicago. So those
crazy,
wow. And they only choose a few of us to go do that, and then hopefully at the end of it, I'll be able to get my foot in the door with the NBA team, or G League, whether it's scouting, whether it's player development or something like that. So it's kind of a pipeline to the NBA coaching.
Got it. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
Congrats, man. That's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Nice.
Well, yeah, he told him he's a big deal, Johnsy. Christ, because you know who I am? Second greatest of all time.
No, I'm just,
No, what he did was he's like, listen, I want to get my smart ass sister to sue your ass if you don't make sure I'm
exactly.
There it is. That's why she's the greatest. This is a paid promotion.
That's the greatest. Yeah. She's the opportunity creator. She's the true point guard in the legal for creating opportunities.
Behind the scenes,
Oh shit. Hey, well, we got you went from Cleveland to Southern California, where you had an absolutely awesome career. And we actually have a little video here to kind of show people what you played like. A little aggressive, you got a little spring in your step back here in the old red and maroon here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Everybody, meet Sam.
Clancy, as I said, the all-time shot blocker in SE's history.
A hardworking, tenacious, and dedicated Trojan, Sam Clancy's story is one of devotion and progress. Sam Clancy did not begin his career as one of USC's top performers, but his drive to challenge himself and improve eventually made him one of the most accomplished players to ever adorn a USC uniform.
Clancy, double punch.
A double threat on offense and defense, Clancy was quick for his size, yet as powerful as a football player.
That was Sam Clancy.
Aggressive on both ends of the court, he held the school record for shots blocked at USC. Clancy led the Trojans to 2 NCAA tournaments, including the Elite Eight in 2001. Sam Clancy defined what it means to be a true competitor and will forever be remembered as an essential part of Trojan history.
Jason Winston. Clancy sends him
2016 Pac-12 Hall of Honor inductee, Sam
Jason
Clancy.
Williams.
Heck yeah.
Hey, anytime I can see Jason Williams and Mike Dunleavy and any Duke Blue Devil getting punked out, I am in. Sign me up. Dude, how good did that greatest block of all time in your career? Swatting Jason Williams punk asses shit out of
I don't know if it was. I think it's maybe the most prestigious block that I had. I don't know if it's the best one that I had, but it's definitely one of the most prestigious because it's on a big stage. You know, and we're like we're in West Coast, so you guys over there sleeping and stuff. We're out here playing and stuff, so you don't really get to see us until we get to the tournament. So it was good to play on a big stage and finally like show that we could play too with the big boys.
There you go. Little jab back at the East Coast. I see what you did there.
No, it's reality. It's reality, you know.
I was a big Gonzaga fan, man. Them guys didn't start till like midnight.
Exactly. Half the people were sleeping. You got to be a college basketball fan and still watch the West Coast games, you know.
Yeah,
true. Nombre, what you got here, man?
All right, Mr. Sam, just talk a little bit about persistence, right? We know dominant college player, you're not the top, but then you show yourself you're the best. You get drafted, the knee injury happens, and then the rest follows. But you stay persistent. A lot of things went against you, but you stayed focused. What was your mentality through those years? All these things are against me, or how did you persist to have a successful 18 years career to do what you love?
It was like, I think that was just always my story. I was never I'm not going to say that I was never because I always was ranked decently. So I'm not going to say I was underrated. I'm not going to sit here and tell these lies. I was always ranked at the top of my class and stuff, and everything. So, but I never felt like I personally was that good as I was ranked. So it was always like hard work for me. I always had to work hard to get where I was, even on my high school team. I had to work to get to be, All-American in high school. It wasn't like I came in like that. I always had to work. So I always had the work ethic and everything. And then I was projected first rounder coming out of USC, and I had a knee injury, my first workout with the Phoenix Suns. And, it was a lot of dark times. I mean, I still got drafted with the 76ers and Larry Brown and everything, but I'm thankful for that. But it was a lot of dark times because I didn't know if I would ever be able to play again. Right. And, you're kind of like on your own, you're on your own. You're not in college no more. No one's caring. It's all you, and you got to like just focus to get, to get back healthy, get back on the court. But basketball was always something that I loved to do. And I was always going to work at it until I couldn't, until like they didn't want me anymore. But it happened that, it took me a while. It took me a while, like two years to get back healthy. But, I just never gave up, and I got good people in my corner and stuff that always supported me and always like, even when I wasn't feeling good, they always told me like, you're going to be back fine. You can do it, So that helped, having a good, having a good foundation. But there was just my mentality is just never give up, and you can't just quit like that, So
Right.
But I didn't know I would have an 18-year career or none of that stuff. I just always figured I would just play until they're gonna stop paying me, And
Where were the Suns scheduled to pick in the first round that they were working out? Were they like middle or they were like late?
No, they picked Stoudemire. They picked him 9th. And the reason I worked out, it was me, Matt Barnes, it was at the workout. It was me, Matt Barnes, Tayshaun Prince, and Reggie Evans. All the other guys are 10-year vets, right? So that was our workout. It was just a freak accident. It was a freak accident. I went up to block Reggie Evans' shot, and I landed on my knee. Just messed up. So this is like in the first 10 minutes of the workout, right? So it was just like devastating. But they were picked 9th. But my agent, who was Bob Myers now, who was with Golden State Warriors GM.
Yeah.
So it was just like it was supposed to be like it was just a warm-up workout to get used to how the workers are going to be, So I wasn't expecting to get picked by the Suns. It was just like, all right, you go there, this warm-up workout, see how the Warriors going to be and everything. That's what it was. But they were picked 9th that year.
So, okay, unfortunate knee injury. And Damon, I know, sorry, man, real quick. So you ended up getting this like 18-year career where you got to see the world, man, on someone else's dime. Would you trade it back? I mean, everyone wants to do that NBA, but I know like there's probably so much value of what you got, like seeing the world, and because you can't really do that. And like when you're an NBA and over there, you're making like the tax-free money, and you still can make decent money. It's not like the millions and millions and millions. But do you like deep down, is there days when you were overseas and you're just like, man, I'm kind of glad it worked out the way it did, man. I'm living a pretty good life.
Honestly, I always took it like whatever came, like one day at a time, because I never expected to even be in the NBA, right? So I went to USC. I wasn't expecting that I was going to finish a draft pick. I didn't come in as a draft pick, right? Now they come in as like Jason Williams came in as a draft pick, right?
Right.
So I didn't know. I was just working to see like, okay, if this happens, then we're gonna roll with this, right? So the NBA just came and knocked on my door. I'm like, oh shit, NBA's here. What's up? We going, right? They calling me. They want me. It was like, so it was like that, right? So I worked hard and everything to get to that level, but when it didn't work out, it wasn't like my dreams were crushed. It was more like, all right, what we gonna do next? Like, And I feel like a lot of times the NBA was more for like your family and friends. Like, Sam, I know him. That's my boy. He's in the league and stuff. As opposed to me, I'm happy either way, because I just want to hoop. I just want to hoop.
Yeah, I'm here for the game. Yeah,
I'm here for the game. I love the game. I love the game. I just want to play. So, and also about the money, it's like I'm a kid, so what am I gonna buy? I just want to have fun and hoop, right? You know what I'm saying? I didn't have kids at the time. I don't have to buy. It's not like now I'm older. I'm like, oh, I wish I had all this money back. But I'm like, I just want to play. So it wasn't about all the money or the fame. It was just about like playing and everything. So to answer your question, no, I would not give it back for the world. Honestly,
that's awesome.
I wouldn't give it back for the world because like the experiences I had, I played in like 10 different countries and 4 different continents, and to travel to all these places and to meet these people and to like have these experiences, it's priceless. It's not, it's not worth it's like you can't put a number, monetary dollar term on these experiences. Right. So no, I wouldn't give it back, And
I mean, you can put a monetary value on it. You can put a monetary value on it a little bit.
You can, because people are making millions overseas. You just don't know in Russia they're making millions, right? But you just don't know till you get over there. Like, wait, this Russian's making $3 million. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I think we all got figured out.
Like I'm saying, like I didn't know that. Like now maybe people are aware of that. But 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't know that, right? You didn't know who these guys were. And I'm playing against like these guys, and they end up being like big time NBA players. But at the time, they're just Europeans. Yeah. We don't know who they are. Like you didn't know Luka Doncic before he came to the league, but I did.
Yeah,
I did because I follow European basketball. So I was telling everybody like, this kid, and he's 17 years old in Real Madrid. It's nice, but Americans don't know shit until it actually comes to the States. Right?
That's awesome.
Ooh, sorry.
No. We do have some questions here from the crowd here. You were drafted by the Sixers. T. Carmack. Sam, since you have an experience over the league, how did the 76ers rank overall as an organization? What makes it special in your opinion? Kind of a loaded question. What if it isn't special, T. Carmack? What if he says Philly sucks except for Larry Brown, but he ended up being a little bit of a dick? We don't know.
No. I got nothing to love from Philly because you got to understand. They don't know. They're taking a chance on me. I'm blown out knee. And they don't know if I'm going to play. And they drafted me 45th pick of the draft. So they took a chance on me. Billy King, the GM, and Larry Brown. I owe them a lot, You know, I owe them a lot.
Yeah.
It was for me. It was a great organization because honestly, I got to learn a lot under Coach Larry Brown because Larry Brown's the guy in the NBA. If you're like 15th guy like I was, they don't really care about you, right? You know, so if a coach would come in, he'll just ignore you and he only's going to talk to the stars, right? That's how they're going to do. But Larry Brown's the teacher, so he would take time and he would teach me, change my shot, teach me about the game, and like just take time out of his day. My brother Samario, you know my brother Samario. I told him that I told Larry Brown that I had a brother who was just in high school, and he's like, give me his stats, give me how tall he is, give me everything about him. Larry Brown didn't know this kid. He called every college in America to get my brother in school, get Mario in school. You know, he actually didn't go on the Portland and stuff, but that's Larry Brown. He's just a good guy. He was a great guy. You know, he did stuff like this behind the scenes. People don't always hear about or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I learned so much just sitting there and watching. Like, he's a basketball genius. You know, so to be under him first year, it did wonders for me.
Damon, what you got, man?
So Sam, I mean, you got a couple of I say a couple. You got a lot of accolades and stuff like that. Which achievement sticks out most to you?
Great question.
Great question.
Ding.
The biggest thing to me would be I have a mural of me in Argentina. Like my team in Argentina. Like a huge mural. If you look at my Instagram page, it's like a picture. I have a mural in Argentina. And that's special to me because I speak a little Spanish, you know, but I'm not Argentinian. You know, I just come over there as a foreigner, and their
Spanish is different, though. Their Spanish is different.
They speak Castellano.
No, your Spanish is different.
It's like yo instead of Joe. You know, all this stuff, right? It's different, right? You know, it's different. It's very different. But they took to me, and they really loved me, and they just appreciated this how I worked and how I just worked for this team. And I was honored that the fans a mural of me. I'm like, that's
big. That's huge.
But my one in the States would be making the Hall of Fame. I got inducted to the USC Hall of Fame, but I wasn't able to go to the ceremony because I was overseas playing in the playoffs. But that one meant a lot to me too.
Right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, both of them's good.
One last question here before we get to a game of block or charge. If Damien will start getting together here. Johnsy loves, by the way, Sam. Wait till you see Johns during block or charge. He will die laughing. How bad are basketball players' feet? Being in tight sneakers all day for hours at a time, do you end up with ballerina feet? Saw LeBron's feet, they are wrecked.
Yes. Your feet are bad. My toenails are all black. I got corn. They're bad and stuff, but that's how you make your money. They're your money makers. Your feet are your money makers. So you'll live with ugly feet if they make you a lot of money.
Like turf toe is a real common thing in basketball, right?
Yeah.
I of my toe, but I never got it like a football, like a turf toe that you really got to be out and stuff like that. A lot of guys get plantar fasciitis on their foot, and and they can't. But but I never had too many feet problems, so I can't really say. But I have terrible looking feet, and I've never seen a basketball player with pretty feet too. By the way.
Yeah.
The secret's out.
If you see him, he's not any good. If you do, he's not any good.
Yeah, he's getting no tick. He's getting no tick. That's a fact.
That's one.
Hey, by the way, man, your jump shot's way better than your brother.
He didn't want to get in the gym because I used to live in the gym, and you would have to beg this kid to get in the gym. It's a difference, right? I would go to the gym on my own, and I would want to be there all day, and that's what I love to do every day. You don't have to make me go there. You would have to pull this kid literally out of the bed and try to get him to go to the gym to go work out. And then when he gets there, he's lazy and doesn't want to do anything. So that's why.
Oh, love it.
That's why. This is the truth. The truth.
Love it. Yeah, I never heard that version. Sam.
That's why you got to work on that jump shot. Mine didn't always go in. I had to work on it.
People, we offer you the VH1 behind the music kind of vibe here.
That's right.
Good reference.
No pun.
Shout out to us 90s kids, right?
Nombre, what position did you play, man?
So I'm only 6'1", But, in a small town where I grew up, I was a tall Mexican, so I was a center, right? I had no chance.
Yeah.
I didn't have dribbling skills because I just stay down there. We would make it to area playoffs, and I can remember. We still talk about it every time we meet up at reunions or just barbecues. We were playing a town called Schillenberg. It's like, I don't know, San Antonio area. And we're over here doing layups, messing around with the rim, but we can hear sung, and we look back, and all of them are dunking, right? And none of us can barely touch the rim. So I go for a pump fake. He jumps, and I go around, and he still gets the ball around me, and then I just see a big old hand just poof. I wasn't used to that. So, we always got beat once we reached San Antonio area. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, center.
I got one after this.
Okay,
go
ahead.
I've played church league for a while, okay?
Here we
go. We're going there again. I go up for a nice layup, right? A guy puts his arm up to block me and hits me so hard it knocks my contacts out of my eyes. And I got the foul. How?
Church league refs. Church league refs. They cheated me in the CIO. We got to the.
It's not. It wasn't.
No, he said you're sitting too much. You're sitting
my
too
man,
much.
Sam.
Church league refs. They cheated me in the CIO. I still remember.
Still remember.
And you never forget. Man. You never forget.
You never forget. It
never forget. Never remember. Never
so
forget.
Mad. Oh my gosh.
Block or charge. Boo, 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 boo. What do you think of this fancy graphics, Sam? I mean,
I love it.
Did you know you're coming on a top-notch show like this?
I mean, I didn't know it was going to be like Hollywood-style graphics and stuff on here.
Hollywood, though. Don't bring us down to their level, man. Don't be bringing your Southern California lifestyle in our world. No.
Excuse me?
You're central. Get out of here, Elbow. You don't even claim California half the time. Don't go all hall and mighty on us now, John.
Wow. I'm literally wearing...
Yeah.
With this shit show.
Okay, Sam, have you ever heard of Turlock, California?
I have not. No. I'm from the East Coast though, so I don't know.
You got it.
Hey, listen.
That's a block. That's not a charge. That's a block.
I was born down where he played basketball. He became great.
Yeah.
Where I'm actually from. So
it's too big down here.
Doesn't make you great though.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to say that. I wasn't. Yeah, no.
John's better than all of us. He's from Southern California. You heard it here first on the Dude Network. Here we go.
Well, you know what? I didn't say it. You did.
Roll a tape. Roll a tape.
Blocker charge. Take one. Let's go. All right, Sam. Tell us what you think here.
Oh, that's definitely a block. Yeah, that's definitely a block.
What?
Dude's moving. He
got set. He got squared up.
Look, he's moving. He's moving into his
he wasn't set.
That's a chalk. That's definitely a block.
Both defenders' feet were on the ground before the contact.
No, he was moving.
You can't move into the guy. You gotta be there set before he comes. You can't move and talking about I'm there. No, that's block.
Nope.
Man, I thought we were pro defense over here, Sam. What's
but we're not pro fouls. We're not pro fouls. That's the difference. Yeah. We're not pro fouls.
Well, that guy shouldn't have jumped that way.
You know.
All right. What we got here next?
Here's number two.
All right, number 2. Oh yeah.
Play that one again.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute.
That's looking like from first look. I'm thinking it's a charge. That's a charge all day.
They gave her the and one, bro.
That's home cooking. You see everyone in the stands is red.
They got the IU. They've got the Indiana University Credit Union sign.
Dude, look at her flying back.
She was there the whole time. It's Michigan.
She got the foul.
Indiana.
Look at the teammate. Look at the teammate. They got the foul though.
First of all, you got to think like this. It's a packed women's game, right? So it's Michigan against Indiana. It's a rivalry game. It's packed house. When did they probably get packed? Never. They got to call that. That's home cooking. That was in Michigan. They're gonna call the block. It's a block.
The
but it really is a charge.
Scoop
really
right
there.
there.
It's really a charge. It's really a charge.
It's
really a charge. The girl was there all day. She was planted. She was outside the block. It's a charge. But they're at home cooking.
I agree with that.
You can't complain.
Can we even talk about how she started the jump shot down at the other girl's shins and like went up through her the whole way and everything.
You gotta make that contact happen.
But the other girl was just standing there. She just ran her over. You can't do that.
That's why the shot was so low. It was a shoulder to.
I wish we had the other one again. Oh.
Yeah. Oh no. David, hit the roll next one. There we go. Oh.
Oh wow. I think I'm college charge. It's college charge, but that might be nice. I don't know. I kind of feel like in just the basketball player in me, I feel like there's definitely a block. I mean, definitely a charge. Sorry, definitely a charge. But the basketball player in me, it feels like if you dunk on a guy like that, it should be an automatic, like it should be an automatic and one.
Yeah,
and it was Gordon too, man. Gordon can jump over anybody.
Like this, because he dunked on him. Now these guys, John Morant and dudes, trying to just jump over guys and they're getting hurt. I'm like.
He kind of flopped on it. If you pay attention real slow, he flops.
It doesn't flop because he got contact. See, a flop is no contact, and you see what I'm saying? You can't flop when a guy's going right
like pro wrestling. He's gonna start leaning back like pro wrestling.
But that's how you teach to take a charge, right? So we do charge drills in practice.
You got it.
Right? So you can't. You don't take it in the chest and you fall down. You start falling before to brace yourself. But as long as you're in the position before, you can get the call. You see what I'm saying, right? As long as you're there, but you don't just take it in the chest and then fall down. You got to fall before to kind of brace the fall.
Nombre, God.
Right?
Nombre, you're coaching your kids.
Forwards. They're not linemen, dude.
Like, do you like tell your kids like in football practice, like, hey, don't fall down until your leg's about to fall off? Like,
well, you teach your team that you got to fall because you're not going to get the charge if you don't fall. Right? You got to fall. Yeah. You got to fall. You're not going to get the call if you don't fall. Right? If you stand there like, I'm tough, like, you're not going to get it. Like, I never got charge calls because I'd be like trying to stay there like I'm a tough guy. They're like, yo, just fall down. Right? And you don't get the call. Right? So that's how it works. Right? You got to fall. You got to fall.
All right. You got to fall. All right. Last one.
Last one.
I love these. We need to do this every week. Oh, no. Oh, no.
This is already looking like a block.
Yeah, we got to replay that. That one just was slow off from the jump.
Oh wow! That might be a charge. Oh
yeah, I got to do this. Okay. Yeah, look at he's already got the hands crossed.
Yeah, that's a charge. I think that's a charge.
Oh, look right here. What we're about to see here with the forearm. We're about to see with the forearm.
Yeah, that's a charge.
He
took it in the chest. He took it in the chest and didn't fall. He took it in the chest. Yeah, that's charge all day.
Yeah, you can't
do that. You can't just lower your shoulder
into the guy. Rip Flair's chop to the chest. That's how you sell it.
Yeah, you can't just bully the guy like that. That's a charge. That's a charge right there.
Okay, were you a charge drawer yourself? Were you like a guy that they probably didn't keep those stats? Were you a guy that was taking us East
I was a shot blocker. You see me on a video.
You can't get the block leader by taking charges.
I'm blocking a shot. Yeah, I'm not trying to fall on the ground, right? And like take charges because I'm trying to block the shot, right? So
that's right. That's how you play for 18 years. You stay off.
Exactly. I'm blocking the shot. I'm a shot blocker. So only time I've taken charge of a guy did like that on me in the post, right? He's trying to like go through my chest and I'm right there.
Right.
And then, but in college, we had a rule that you would get out of a suicide at practice if you took a charge in that game. So like we take a charge and then the practice, you don't got to run the suicide when the team has to run. So we used to keep track during the game. Like that's one suicide. Like if you took a charge in the game,
Yeah.
A clean block and then taking a charge and successfully getting the charge, it's like just so rewarding. Like when you would be on the ground, you looked at the ref and you saw him go like that, you're like, oh yeah,
exactly.
It feels good, man.
You gotta respect the guys who do it because they're giving up their body, like for the team and stuff, right? Because some guys are great at taking charges.
Anderson Varejao was
always there in their body, like always ready. And I'm like, man, that's like a skill in itself, like
Right.
Yeah. So I have a question here for you, man. You've 18 years. I know you played, in Argentina. You played in Europe.
Where
all did you play?
let's run them off. Let's say I first went to my first place out was Venezuela. I went there for a little bit. Then I went to Greece for a little bit, and then I went to Spain for a little bit, or Spain. Played in France. Played in Israel. Played in Korea. Played in Russia, Argentina, and I think that's it. And I played in Puerto Rico, but that'd be like a little summertime, like 2 weeks and stuff like that.
8 countries, man. That's awesome.
I think that might be it,
Okay, first one on this list is Russia. What was Mother Russia like, man? I mean, because that was probably like, it wasn't as tense as it was. It's probably a little bit laid back than what it is now. But I mean, for some, not many people go to Russia and hang out in Russia. So relying on you to tell us about Russia.
There's more people than you would think that go in Russia that hang out. See, that's the thing. We're very close-minded. But once you start to travel, you start to be like, wait, there's a lot of dudes over here that are like, I came from, Kentucky. I'm over here like looking for a wife. And I'm like, man, there's a lot of people. I get a lot of that stuff. So there's more people than what you would think, right? They go over there, right?
Well, I don't think a lot of them are advertising that story that they went over to Russia.
Well, they don't advertise it, but they're over there though. That's the thing. They don't, and this is before social media too, so they couldn't advertise it, right? Everything you did was like in the dark, right? But Russia was, I loved it. I loved it, honestly. I loved it. I loved over there. I really do. I really did. I had a great time. Besides that, it's cold, but I'm from Cleveland, so it's cold there too. It would get dark at 3-4 o'clock and stuff. But I loved Mother Russia. I have a fond place in my heart.
Mother Russia.
I have a feeling I'd love it too.
All you guys would love it.
Yeah,
you would love it, and you wouldn't want to come back. You'd be like, "What?" They lied to me the whole time. They told me Russia was bad.
Texas is pretty damn cool to me.
Well,
your opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. This is the only one, baby.
Well, hey, did you ever play in Texas, Sam?
Yeah, worst games of your life.
Well, then technically you played in 9 countries because Texas is its own. If you didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the and you don't have to we're into burying people in places, but what was the worst place you played? Was there any uncomfortable or hey, look, you guys don't go outside or do this or?
Johnsy keeping it negative. We love it.
Not negative, but that's a fact of traveling sometimes.
No. You gotta understand. I travel. I've been all these crazy places I just told you, right?
Yeah.
But the craziest place is America, right? That's the craziest.
America.
Well,
America's the craziest place. America's the craziest place because you don't have the stuff that you go over in Russia. They're not killing people at the mall. They're not going to shoot you just regular. You got to do something to get caught up in that, right? Not just killing people on the streets like they do here, right?
Yeah.
So it's dangerous here, right?
Interesting.
It's not, you're like, wait, I don't hear no school shoot. So it's none of that stuff. It's they keep it amongst the gangsters, I guess, right? You know, right? So it wasn't no fear. And I'm a guy that I like to have fun. So I'm out all night.
Yeah, I'm in the mix. I'm
out all night. I'm at
You ain't playing it cool reading a book on Friday.
Poker rooms and play huge hands with only Russian dudes, and they don't speak any English, and I don't speak any Russian, and I'm there with maybe my Serbian teammates, and we're playing, 5 figures poker hands, and I'm at the poker.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk in, they got the gun on the table. It's a poker hall.
Yes.
We're just in there we're kids. We just having fun. We out here. Now there are other stories. I got many stories of guys who did get in trouble. Maybe messing with the wrong girl.
Oh yeah,
messing with one of the mafia's girl, and they got hit with a bottle or something like that. But if you respect their culture, you know what I'm saying, then they'll respect you. But you can't be out there doing crazy stuff.
This is awesome.
But I never had any I'll tell you one story. I gave you one story. All right. So this is a pretty scary story. I was in Venezuela my first time out, right? And we were playing the rivalry team. In Venezuela, it's crazy. It's nuts. Basketball is crazy. It'd be all these people at the game sitting on top of each other in this hot ass gym, and they're like screaming for like free throws. You know, here you're like chill, it's a basketball game. There, they're like going nuts over free throw. You make a free throw, they're like going crazy, right? So it's nuts. You look in the stands, there's like a pretty girl and a grandma. They're like both like flicking you off, like fuck you, spitting on you and stuff like this, you know. So it's like this, right? It's just they're serious about their sports. It's not like here, you know. It's we're
Right.
they're serious, right? You know, so we get into it like one of our Americans gets into it with one of their Venezuelans. They get into a little fight, but I know the American guy or one of their Americans, one of our Venezuelans. So they kind of break it up and everything. So we go back to the locker room and they're like throwing shit at us, spitting on us, and we're on the road. So they're like, man, how are we going to get out of here? Because the whole place basically surrounded our locker room. All the fans surrounded our locker room. We're like, how can we get out of here? So finally, after like half an hour, they get to like all the police and they like line up. Like they lined up a wall from like the police, you know, like line up so we can walk right to our bus, you know. So we're walking to our bus, head down, and the fans are on the other side of the police, just screaming shit at us, you know, right? I finally get to the bus. I'm finally walking, get to the bus, and I don't know why, but I like turned around and I like gave them the middle finger.
Yes.
Yes. The worst thing I could have ever did.
Yes.
Because immediately they took a huge vase and they just threw it at the bus. So you hear boom. Next thing you know, I'm like on the bus. Next thing you hear this gunshots. Boom, 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 boom. They're like shooting at the bus. I'm like hiding under the bus seat. Like, oh my God, I didn't know it was this serious. I didn't know it was real. I'm thinking I'm just out here playing against UCLA somebody, right? No, it's a serious thing. Like you can't. Another thing over there, you can't talk with the fans. Like you can't hear. Like if you engage with the fans, it's different. Like it's here, it's ha ha ha. Over there, you know, it's different. It's different, right? You know, we played in Turkey, and the fans would light pennies and stuff and throw them at you and stuff, right? That you know, and
shoot
and stuff like that. You know, yeah. So you're like, so I see like Westbrook
nonchalantly, by the way, just casually.
These guys like, look at these fans, look at these NBA players, look at these fans, and I'm like, bro, these fans didn't do nothing. Like, talk to any player who played overseas, you know, like it's real. It gets real, you know. So this is my story with the fans and everything. But outside of that, like, I never really had any problems like just being on the streets or none of that stuff. And I was never scared for my life, or, you know, I remember one time I lived in Jerusalem, and there was like a bombing, a bus bombing, and everyone's calling me like I'm at like lunch, and everyone's chilling in the sun. Oh, you okay? You okay? I see they bombed a bus. I'm like, I have no clue what you're talking about. That's complete another part of town. Yeah. That's like you being in Cleveland. There's a school shooting, but it's on a whole other side of the town. Like, what they got nothing to do with me.
Like in Parma, and you're in Shaker. Yeah,
exactly. Or it's like, you know, so it's like the States. Like, it's bad stuff. But when I would go and talk with people, they'd be like, it's interesting to see how other people think about the States, right? Because we know how we think about there, but to go to these schools and there'd be American, they would ask me questions, and I couldn't really answer them because I'm like, for us it's normal, but for them it's crazy. You know, for them to be like, wait, kids, I go to school and talk to kids, high school kids, and they're like, wait, is it just crazy in America that if you go to school, you might get shot and killed, or you can't go to the mall? And they see school shootings every day. And I'm like, yes, you might get killed at school. Yes. And they're like, that's crazy. I'm like, well, no, it's our right. We can have a gun because George Washington, you know, I can't really explain it. You see what I'm saying? They're like, that's nuts. That's nuts. Why would everybody get a gun when you're killing everybody? It don't make sense. So, you know, you get these things and you're like, oh, it has to open your mind, because you're like, wait, I'm not around only people who think like me anymore, you know? So
that's actually that's a really, really good point on that one, for sure. You know, it's because it's like, how do other people perceive us in the simplest way possible? And that kind of like takes it back to the basics. Like, wow. And generalizations, that's what they got out of that. Interesting. Nombre. What you got, man?
I had it a minute ago. I had it in my head. Oh, yeah. So, all the countries you visited, what food culture stands out to you the most?
Oh, yeah.
The food?
The foodie question.
I'm not a big foodie. So I'm picky with my food. Argentinians, they love to talk about their beef and asado. You know, that's all they love. You know, they're talking about their asado. We got the best beef and they do. They weren't lying. You know, and all stuff, right? They love to talk about it. But I'm not like a big beef eater. That's all they do. You know. I liked Italy or the Italian food, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm an American, so I'm just trying to find like the American spots and eat there every day.
Give me a cheeseburger. I'm good, bro.
I mean, not like the American, maybe like the restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like get some ribs, get some, exactly. But even if you're on a small city, that McDonald's will do. That'll do wonders for you. Just to get a taste of home. You tired of eating, empanadas all day and shit like that.
Yeah.
But they love it. So you got to be like, yeah, I love your food, but even though you're like, I'm sick of this, I can't.
Right. Okay. Oh man. You ever like stuck in the country where it was just terrible food and you're like, God, like I'm just dying for something like decent to eat?
That's basically every country. Basically everywhere you go. Because the thing is, like, you guys don't know, you don't know the struggle. You don't know the struggle because you don't have to struggle like this. So it's like okay, you go to work, you go to practice. Now you have to struggle, be like, what am I gonna eat now? Like, what am I gonna eat? I don't want to eat this because even their pizza, the cheese tastes different. Like, it's not.
I can't even read the menu.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you can read, but it's like it's different, like ingredients, the way it tastes different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
okay,
it's like, oh man, and especially if you're in a certain city, you're like, oh, this food is terrible. What am I gonna eat? And that's a whole nother struggle in itself. A lot of guys can play, but they can't deal with the lifestyle of what overseas entails.
Right. That's funny. Damon.
Hey, Sam, do you still hoop every day and still school up them young boys?
Not every day, but I do go to the LA Fitness out here probably like once or twice a week, and I have fun.
Let them know you still got it.
I have a lot of fun, but no one knows who I am. I don't ever tell anyone who I am and stuff. I just go and play and just have fun. Yeah, I get to talk shit with the young guys, and
they probably figure out though quick
like, a lot and stuff. Yeah. So it's different. The game's changed a lot in the mentality of the game, but but I have fun. I need that to get that competitive, to compete and stuff, to get that out. And I play in like a men's league out here every once in a while and stuff, with some of the guys I see and everything. But I still go and run up and down a little bit.
There you
go. I know we got about another like 6 minutes here, man. Okay, USC. You were in some big games. I can't remember, what was some of the craziest atmospheres of all the college arenas, man. You got to play in some of the craziest crowds. What were some of the craziest road crowds that you got to see? Because I heard a lot of people think Pac-12, not the wildest, most raucous fans, but it's your chance to kind of just set the record straight, man. Who's got the wild ones?
I always like playing on the road, honestly, because I like this being like the dog and everyone being against me. That always fueled me.
Hell yeah. On the shoulder.
One of the most memorable road games that I had was my senior year. I had like a double streak of 12 straight double-doubles. And I was up for the Wooden Award. And it came out. It came out in the newspaper that like I was ineligible for the award because my GPA was not at a 2.0, right? And I'm like, they're supposed to keep all that secret anyway, but that came out. That came out in the newspaper. So we go and we play Cal. We played at Cal, and they're not known for their crazy crowd, but we played at Cal, Cal Berkeley, and everyone in the whole place had a picture with my face on it, and it said 1.9 GPA,
Jeez,
and everyone was chanting the whole game. They were chanting 1.9, 1.9. And I was just like, it was funny to me. It was funny to me, but I'll never forget that experience. Everybody they had
fucking Berkeley, man.
but you would go to Stanford and stuff, right? And these guys, this is before Google and stuff, right? So you can't just go and go. You guys do and go Google and know everything about somebody. No, you got to really do your research, right? So you get magazines and stuff. They would know like guys' girlfriends' names and like personal details about you or your family, and say like this small stuff to you. It doesn't really throw you, but they'd be like, wait, these guys are really doing their homework about, They would know. But the craziest crowd, Oregon has the best crowd for me in the Oregon in the pit. They had the best crowd. I like playing there and stuff, but But yeah, I don't think it gets as crazy as some of the other places. Honestly, I don't believe. But I don't know. But you guys are East Coast, so everything's better in the East Coast. Let you guys tell it, right? So,
Sam,
Hey, I'm Midwest, son.
Oh, man.
Midwest.
I fucking like this guy.
Sam, when it came to college, you're an athlete. How about student athlete? Did you meet Carson Palmer? Wasn't Matt Castle around that time? Did you get to meet them in person?
we're the same year. So these are
Yeah.
these are my peers. We're in class together.
That's cool.
We're in class.
There you go.
Cool.
So I'm in class with Carson. Me and Carson are the same year, and Matt Castle are the same year. Troy Polamalu is a year older.
I forgot about him.
Okay.
He's a year older, right? Matt Leinart, when I was a senior, he was a freshman. Matt Leinart. Reggie Bush, he's younger. He wasn't in school when I was there.
Yeah.
Mike Williams,
all
maybe?
those
Mike
guys-
Williams?
No, not Mike Williams. He
No?
wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't. Those are the only guys who I think that are making some noise and stuff. But Troy was the great guy. They were all great guys. So I was all cool with the football guys too.
That's cool.
And everything.
yeah.
Yeah, we were cool.
That's
We
what's
were.
up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, those guys went on to do all right.
Matt Castle, he's okay.
Hey, only one of them had an 18-year career in the pros. Suck it. Poo. Johnsy, man, last question.
What do you think it takes to be a great coach?
Ooh.
Like,
I
you've
think-
been coached from the time you were young. You've had coaches. Now you're in the developmental program and all that. What makes a good coach? in
You
your
went from
opinion?
Greg Zimmerman to Larry Brown, man. You got a lot of in between.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think coaching is all about communication. I think it's all about communication, how you communicate with your players and how you communicate like their roles to them. It's big. You can't have everybody thinking that they're going to score 20 points. You got to let these guys know you just got there to get rebounds. You out here you got to communicate the roles to them clearly. I think it's like that. I think you got to listen to your team too, and have a good pulse. Okay, you might want to shoot all threes, but you don't have any shooters out there. You see it in the NBA all the time. Like, if you don't have Steph Curry, you can't just go out there and jack threes up and be successful. So
Right.
I think you got to have a good pulse on your team. I think nowadays you kind of got to be relatable, and adaptable. I think you got to adapt. So it's like when I was playing the game, it's one way. I can't come and be like, well, we played like this 20 years ago, so it's gonna be like, no, that's just out the window. It's out the window. You got to adapt to today's game and adapt to today's players, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I think the biggest thing is. I think they fired the guy from Milwaukee, Coach Bud, we talked about earlier. They were saying that he couldn't relate to the players. In NBA, it's a players' league. You have to relate to these guys because they'll get you fired. You have to relate to them. You gotta cater to them. You have to. It's their league. So this is how it works. So I think
big
those.
enough star gets real cool.
Do you think that Giannis just said, like, I can't play for this guy anymore, and that's how it went?
Yeah, that's what happened.
I don't think Giannis makes the decisions, right? Like
Not
that.
yet. You don't think so?
I think because
Not yet?
because I think they pay the GM to make these decisions. Well, what's the GM doing if Giannis is making? They got to give Giannis.
Yeah, but man, these guys got. I mean, is it not okay? So the perception is Stark can flex his way into any situation in the NBA. So you don't think that has anything to do with that, like out in Milwaukee, or?
I mean, I played with Allen Iverson, and they would never consult with him about like who they're trading, and he would be mad that they never talked to him about
Decent name drop.
And like he would, and then guys would find out on ESPN that they got traded or stuff, and this still happens to this day, right? So it's a business, and I don't think that Giannis has anything to do with this. I think he just wants to play hard. I don't think he has he's won a championship with Coach Bud, so how can he be against him? How can you? You've been in a fire with this guy. You've been in the fire with this guy. You won a championship. You can't. I don't see Giannis. First of all, I don't see Giannis like a prima donna like a lot of the other players are. I don't see
LeBron James.
I'm not going to say LeBron, but let's just say let's say the American players, right? Because you never see the European players force their way out or want to be traded, or they'll be like, I'll just stay with this team. I played in bullshit teams in Europe forever, right? I'll stay here, right? You don't see that. You don't see them acting like, in certain different way, right? Not trying to get traded every week, not complaining every day. If they're not happy, then happy, right? But I don't think Giannis is this type of guy. I think he does play for anyone. I know that Giannis was hurt when Jason Kidd left. you know.
Mhm.
And people don't think, whatever they think about your kid. I think he's a good coach and everything, but I don't think Giannis is this type of guy, I just hope they get in a good coach who can help them, because they got a good team, so.
Out of USC, your new coach, 6'7", All-American, Sam Clancy Jr. Sorry, coach, don't get intros like that.
He's got a
Coach,
ring to it.
yeah, you went from like big time name on your intro to be like, coached by Sam Clancy.
Exactly. It's because it's not about when you're in the coaching, you got to understand, like, it's not about you. When you're the player, it's about you. You're the player. It's about you. You go out. You're the star of the show. You're the coach. It's not about you. You already did your work at practice. You prepared the team to do what you said. So when you get to the game, it's not about you. It's about the product you on the floor, and then the players win the game and the coaches lose them. So if you're a coach, you lose a game, that's my bad. I lost this game. You win, my players played great. They're the best team ever, right? It works like that. So that's the coaching mentality you got to have, right?
Hell yeah. Well, you got the mentality of a winner, man. We appreciate the hell out of you for coming on here tonight, man. It's nice finally getting to meet you after hearing all the stories. All good ones, man. You're held in high regard in the family because you're a good dude. You're held in high regard by your colleagues because you're a good dude. And now you're held in high regard by us, by the dudes, because you are a good dude. Hey, good luck in your future coaching going here, man. We got
seriously
here with you. We'd love to have you on whenever you get that Ferdhest coaching gig and break the news right here on the Dude Network. That'd be cool too, man. We'd appreciate that. We'd like to do. We want to have our own. Oh, what's that shit? Woj bomb. We're gonna take over the
Woj bomb.
Yeah. We're gonna have our own. We're gonna have dude bombs, man. We're gonna do dude bombs. But thank you so much. Everyone go check him out. We got I'm going to have him tagged here on this. Well, he's on the graphic. Give him a follow, man. Follow on with his career. And we wish him the best of luck, everybody.
Absolutely.
Dudes and dudettes, Sam Clancy Jr. Thank you, man.
Sam, thanks so much.
Thank you, dudes. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right, let's go.